I'm Eddie Garcia, co-host of the Puck Podcast, with your Puck Podcast Hockey Minute, your daily recap of the night in the NHL. We had 13 games on the NHL schedule on Monday, so this is definitely going to be longer than a minute. It was the final day of action before the NHL's Christmas break. The Jets are the best team at the break. They beat the Maple Leafs in Toronto without Austin Matthews. 5-2 was the final. Mark Scheifele had a hat trick for Winnipeg, goals 19, 20, and 21. Kyle Connor had a 2-goal night for the Jets, numbers 20 and 21 of the season for him, as Winnipeg heads into the Christmas break with an NHL best 51 points. The Sabres roll to a 4-1 win over the Islanders in New York to snap their 13-game losing skid. Yuri Kulik had 2 goals, and Rasmus Dahlin had 4 assists as the Sabres won for the first time since November 23rd. Hang your head in shame, Islanders. Same goes for the Rangers, although at least they lost to a good team. The Devils notched a 5-0 shutout win. Jack Hughes had 2 goals, and goalie Jacob Markstrom posted his second straight 12-save shutout. The Rangers have lost 13 of 17, and veteran forward Chris Kreider was a healthy scratch for New York. Capitals lost in Boston to the Bruins 4-1 as Washington was held to a season-low 11 shots on goal. Washington even had 0 shots during a 5-minute major power play. In the win, Brad Marchand had a 3-point night with 2 assists and his 15th goal of the season into an empty net. Boston star David Pastrnak did leave the game in the second period with an upper body injury and didn't return. Capitals dropped 1 point back of New Jersey for first place in the Metropolitan Division at the holiday break. Golden Knights have won 8 of 9. They pick up a 3-1 win over the Ducks. Tomas Hertl had the go-ahead goal for Vegas in the third, while goalie Aiden Hill had 31 saves in net for the top team in the Pacific Division. Lightning shut out the Panthers 4-0 behind 36 saves from number 2 goalie Jonas Johansson. Jake Gensel scored his 19th of the year for Tampa Bay before being ejected. Nikita Kucherov had his 15th goal of the season. Kucherov had a knee-on-knee hit with Matthew Tkachuk. Tkachuk had to be helped off the ice, but later returned. Penguins beat the Flyers 7-3. Pittsburgh star Sidney Crosby had a 4-point night with a goal and 3 assists. Also moved into a tie with Hall of Famer Mario Lemieux for the franchise lead in career assists. Michael Bunting also had a 2-goal game for Pittsburgh. Blue Jackets beat the Canadiens 5-4. Dmitry Voronkov had a pair of goals, while Kirill Marchenko scored the game winner in the third period. Not only did the red-hot Patrick Laine not have a goal for Montreal against his former team, but he also left with an injury with just over 6 minutes of ice time. Wild snapped a 4-game losing skid with a 4-3 win over the Blackhawks. Kirill Kaprizov scored his 23rd of the year for Minnesota, while the Foligno brothers each had goals. Marcus for Minnesota in the win, Nick for Chicago in the loss. Marcus's empty netter actually turned out to be the game winner. The Blues blanked their Red Wings 4-0 behind goalie Jordan Bennington's 19-save shutout, and Dylan Holloway recorded his first NHL hat trick, goals 11, 12, and 13 on the season for St. Louis. Canucks beat the Sharks 4-3. Elias Pettersson for Vancouver scored 2 goals, 44 seconds apart. His second goal, a power play goal, ended up being the game winner. Stars beat the Utah Hockey Club 3-2. Rope Hintz, his 15th of the season for Dallas. And the Hurricanes beat the Predators. The Predators beat the Hurricanes 5-2. Jonathan Marchessault scoring a pair of goals for Nashville in the win. He now has 8 goals in his last 10 games. I'm Eddie Garcia. If you like this, we have a recap and preview of the night in the NHL every weekday. However, with the holiday break, I won't be talking to you again until Friday. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, help us reach 1,000 subscribers, and check out our podcast recapping the past week in the NHL every Monday morning. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcast. Just search Puck Podcast. And Merry Christmas.